Everyone, thanks for joining us. This is episode 4 in our community SFT tapping event that we do exclusively through the Reclaim Your Purpose school community. Um, Love to have more people join us in the community. It really is a foundation piece it's actually an anchor piece to bring people in, stabilize, and sort of think about and contemplate purpose and a journey towards purpose. That's what it's all about. There's some pretty cool content going on, just in case people haven't worked this out yet. There's a whole classroom section in the school community that has a foundations classroom, and there's a bunch of explainer videos that basically lay the foundation. That's why we call it the foundations classroom. And I'll add more content from time to time, Jen and I, as we get around to it. But the other important thing is that we've got a fairly vibrant group of people that regularly post in the community some of their thoughts and reflections and trials and tribulations. Because, Jen, the journey towards empowerment and the rapture of that empowerment isn't always clean. Life gets messy.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing how diligent we have to stay just to keep on top of it for ourselves and for the people who are vested in what we do. But there's always more to do. And with the 12-week transformation program, we're digging so deep. I'm using my medical intuitive abilities to find engrams and muscle memory stored in different aspects of the body, like the nervous system and the heart, the brain, whatever. And I'm seeing so much more. So it's amazing because Marvin has created this portal for us to capture all these gems for the client. It's just profound time right now.
It is. This tapping event is called From Breaking Point to Breaking Through, and it kind of captures the essence of what I was saying earlier, that life can get messy. And this this tapping event and the title, in fact, was kind of sponsored by one of our recent interactions with a client in the 12-week transformation program, where that person was almost at a point in the life where, they were giving up on humanity. That's kind of one thing, but in the process of doing that, giving up on themselves as well. So there was this kind of nexus between the plight of humanity and the plight of this individual person, and how that's holding that person then in a tractor beam of inaction and paralysis. And, but the interesting thing is that this person has a real desire for transformation and connecting to purpose. And so the desire is there, but there are interferences in the way. And so a lot of people, they kind of go and they go, look, I know that there's something out there, but I just can't move. And so that's what this tapping event is all about. So if you know of other people that will benefit from this, invite them to join us on the school community. It's free, and there's some really cool content here.
Yeah, so um, what's really exciting is there's a mechanism in the brain, and I see the brain differently than just tissue and stuff. I see it in images and stuff. But there's a mechanism in the brain that goes from hope to being let down. And we've all been let down before. But some people have been let down so many times, and they carry in past lifetime letdowns, actually deaths where they just were having a nice life and then they just were killed and just got let down. So their mechanism of the brain is no longer working. And they're over here. They're either over here, so defeated that they're not even going to try, or over here optimistic, but they don't want to try because they don't want to lose their optimism. So what we do in these private sessions, to me, is it's the individual we're doing, but we're also doing the macrocosm at the same time. I mean, what we're doing for one individual is reflected in all of humanity. So it's really exciting to have Marvin with me because together we have the bandwidth to hold space for doing the individual and uplifting all of humanity at the same time. So those people who come forward know on one level that they've done something horrific in their past and they're dealing with that shame or whatever. And and it's kind of surreal. Their retribution is allowing their session to be done by us and use that information to uplift all of humanity. And that seems to be the retribution for the individual who feels so shamed and defeated by their own actions or by history, that it's the one thing that can get them over the belief that they need to suffer and be punished.
There's something that you said in there that I just want to make sure that everyone's clear about. So you use the word retribution. Retribution is, fire and brimstone, going to hell, that kind of thing. I think what you really meant was restitution,
I always,
because
yeah.
restitution is the pathway to, inner forgiveness and inner grace. And that's really a pathway to then recognizing that, through the myriad of past lives, of course, you've done things that, you may not be proud of. But that was part of your soul's experience in adding to universal consciousness. There's no, at the, universal level, there's no real sort of morality judgment about that. It is an experience. But the thing is that the human consciousness then needs to overcome, the shame and guilt and regret and all of those things. And the funny thing, well, it's not kind of funny, but the reality is that a lot of people carry all of those emotions, shame, guilt, regret, and they don't really know what the root cause is. And so a lot of what we're doing is identifying the root cause, clearing the engram, providing that inner restitution so that
Hmm.
there is no retribution, because
Right.
karma, a lot of people kind of get really, spooked about karma in the traditional kind of Eastern spirituality sense. It's a little bit different from my experience and
Hmm.
our experience. It's just
Right.
that it's an experience, get over it, move on.
But here's the thing. It's almost like a Freudian slip, because I keep saying retribution for restitution, but that's what the individuals are doing. They want restitution for their past. They want it. They want to give restitution, but they're so frustrated and don't know how that they lash out and they seek retribution, revenge, or whatever. And it's like, if anyone wants to do some really powerful dynamic work for themselves, do the PB&J protocol, which is on our website, between restitution and retribution, and break that cycle, because that's something that's happening in the brain. You're looking for restitution, so you seek retribution. And I'd love to hear what you guys think after you do the PB&J on those two things. The,
Um, we should put a post on the school community with that as an idea.
Absolutely. And one more thing, I had a couple dreams last night, and they were really profound for the work we're doing. The first one was there was an infestation of little baby raccoons. They were so cute. And I didn't understand what it meant until further in the dream, where I was teaching, you know, humans out there not to be afraid of nature. So so what's interesting is so many people who don't have any experience with being outdoors. They're afraid of snakes, mice, um, foxes, and whatever, and they're harmless. These aren't even like poisonous like there are in Australia. They're just there. And so the dream was showing how humans are taught to be afraid of nature instead of embracing the beauty and learning how to take care of themselves in nature, like make their own food, heal themselves through the sounds and the sensations of nature. So that was the one dream, which I thought was profound, but the next dream was really cool. Me and a friend, a close friend, were there were all these shopping malls, but they were like museums, old consciousness. And our stuff was in there displayed in these stores that everyone was going to, like strip malls. You think these strip malls are new? They're not. They're old consciousness. And we had our pieces of ourselves, like kind of like our legacies, being displayed in these stores. And people were coming into the stores to buy stuff attracted to our pieces. And I wanted my pieces back. And the shop owner said, no, you can't have them back. But no, one night we went on a tangent and we got all our stuff back from these shops. And at one at one point it was such an intense thing that this truck backed up. I think it was you, Marvin, helping me because it was in an off-road vehicle that we want to get. And it was like backing up for us to pick up all our stuff from these shops. And what these shops were, they represented these archaic concepts, these things like these big companies and CEOs depend on you like buying into as a norm, like you have to have them. And we're saying, no, we don't have to have them. And so we were pulling all our energy out of those things so they couldn't be used to attract other people and trap other people into these stores. So if you want to do a visualization on that, go into these shopping places where you feel your essence there and pull it all out. But the whole point about that was these taps that we do, these SFT taps we do, and we say we take back all our energy from this, that, and that in our moments. That's just not words. We are literally teaching you to take back your energy from these things and people and establishments and concepts that are using your own essence against you. So the more tapping you do, the more empowered you're becoming. And you'll notice in the people around you that you don't vibrate with them anymore. You don't agree with mainstream anymore because you're just so empowered. You have your essence back. That the best thing you can do for these people is just teach them how to do the SFT tapping or bring them to school, bring them to our school page so they can learn to empower themselves. It's not about debating them or anything else because they won't get their essence back. So when people are attracted to this concept out there, say mega has their energy trapped, and it's like it's fleeting to try to help them fight mega because that's their energy there and that's their energy in themselves. So it'd be better to just teach them how to do the taps to pull their energy back so they're not seeing themselves reflected in these concepts and beliefs out there.
Wow, pretty profound. All right, we're here to do some tapping, and we're going to keep these live events fairly short. So we've got about 30 taps. It doesn't take too long. Follow along with us. Jen, do you want to just quickly explain how we do the taps from a mechanical perspective? And then we'll just get into it and let the work stand for itself.
Sure. So I'm going to give you a statement, and it's a charged statement. I've been doing these for decades. So, the universe kind of listens because these are charged statements. I'm going to give you statements one at a time. You're going to say each statement 3 times. Will tap in the top of your brain, the top of your head, reprogramming your brain. Then you're going to say the statement a 4th time. Will tap in your chest or your heart to align that statement in agreement. And then you're going to tap a 5th time on your abdomen to align your body with it as well. All right? So just give me a second. My computer did something funky. We release, this is the first one. We release giving up on life in all moments.
We release giving up on life in all moments. We release giving up on life in all moments. We release giving up on life in all moments. We release giving up on life in all moments. We release giving up on life in all moments.
So these taps are a watered down version of the taps we do in the private sessions in the 12-week transformation session. So you're getting a piece of it in a way that you can process it so it's not too much too soon. We release giving up on earth in all moments.
We release giving up on earth in all moments. We release giving up on earth in all moments. We release giving up on earth in all moments. We release giving up on earth in all moments. We release giving up on earth in all moments.
We release losing hope in all moments.
We release losing hope in all moments. We release losing hope in all moments. We release losing hope in all moments. We release losing hope in all moments. We release losing hope in all moments.
We release dying inside to keep up appearances in all moments.
We release dying inside to keep up appearances in all moments. We release dying inside to keep up appearances in all moments. We release dying inside to keep up appearances in all moments. We release dying inside to keep up appearances in all moments. We release dying inside to keep up appearances in all moments.
So when you see me react and it looks strange that I start crying, I'm not crying because I'm unbalanced or anything. I'm feeling your pain of of releasing these things, and I'm feeling it through my microcosm without getting depleted by it. I just feel it and get a sense of it. It's a form of energetic shorthand, kind of. We release selling ourselves short in all moments.
We release selling ourselves short in all moments. We release selling ourselves short in all moments. We release selling ourselves short in all moments. We release selling ourselves short in all moments. We release selling ourselves short in all moments.
We release running interference between good and evil in all moments.
We release running interference between good and evil in all moments. We release running interference between good and evil in all moments. We release running interference between good and evil in all moments. We release running interference between good and evil in all moments. We release running interference between good and evil in all moments.
We release reaching a breaking point in all moments.
We release reaching a breaking point in all moments. We release reaching a breaking point in all moments. We release reaching a breaking point in all moments. We release reaching a breaking point in all moments. We release reaching a breaking point in all moments.
If you guys could see on your own journey along the way the engrams and layers of praying to God for hope and then just feeling defeated or being trapped in death and the despair of that over and over and over again. It's almost too much for one individual to handle. And if you could feel how much that's been weighing on you, you would be so grateful for being here because we're helping you get rid of those engrams and have a new, fresh start energetically. We mend all the fissures on the way to a breaking point in a moment.
We mend all the fissures on the way to a breaking point in all moments. We mend all the fissures on the way to a breaking point in all moments. We mend all the fissures on the way to a breaking point in all moments. We mend all fissures on the way to a breaking point in all moments. We mend all fissures on the way to a breaking point in all moments.
We release being disillusioned in all moments.
We release being disillusioned in all moments. We release being disillusioned in all moments. We release being disillusioned in all moments. We release being disillusioned in all moments. We release being disillusioned in all moments.
We soften our heart in all moments.
We soften our heart in all moments. We soften our heart in all moments. We soften our heart in all moments. We soften our heart in all moments. We soften our heart in all moments.
You know what amazes me, babies, is that the people on this call who've been doing the concentrated taps forever, they still show up. I mean, the more taps they do, the more they show up as they realize that there's still more to release. And it's just profound how you have this technique that you can keep freeing yourself deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yeah. You just need to do it. And
Yeah.
the other thing is after a while, some people might get a little bit anesthetized to this whole idea of releasing layers and layers. But the other thing and which means that they then kind of they don't know what else to release on. So one of the great things about interacting in a forum like this is that you, Jen, you can basically provide a different vantage point because
Yeah.
you're seeing past lives and engrams and the Akashic records, and you're seeing the kinds of running of interference that a lot of people actually don't see. And then you can just give them a bunch of homework. And of course, we've got the SFT tapping protocols. You can download them from our website. It's not hard to find. And you, Jen, often give people a series of phrases that they can do in the privacy of their own home using the SFT protocols that gives them a profound set of relief.
Absolutely. And the thing about what I'm doing is why it's so easy to accept is because it's not coming from judgment. I'm not looking at you and saying, you're that. I'm looking at you and seeing my own pain in the journey. So I'm just recognizing my own experiences in you and connecting with you from what I've experienced in one of my lifetimes. So when I'm doing that, it doesn't feel like judgment. It feels like support and having a buddy. Because that's what you need when you're praying to God. You just need a buddy. We release being stubborn in all moments.
We release being stubborn in all moments. We release being stubborn in all moments. We release being stubborn in all moments. We release being stubborn in all moments. We release being stubborn in all moments.
We open our mind in all moments.
We open our mind in all moments. We open our mind in all moments. We open our mind in all moments. We open our mind in all moments. We open our mind in all moments.
We welcome possibilities in all moments.
We welcome possibilities in all moments. We welcome possibilities in all moments. We welcome possibilities in all moments. We welcome possibilities in all moments. We welcome possibilities in all moments.
We open up to our own potential in all moments.
We open up to our own potential in all moments. We open up to our own potential in all moments. We open up to our own potential in all moments. We open up to our own potential in all moments. We open up to our own potential in all moments.
We release backsliding in all moments.
We release backsliding in all moments. We release backsliding in all moments. We release backsliding in all moments. We release backsliding in all moments. We release backsliding in all moments.
We release the comparison game in all moments.
We release the comparison game in all moments. We release the comparison game in all moments. We release the comparison game in all moments. We release the comparison game in all moments. We release the comparison game in all moments.
We dive into our own depth in all moments.
We dive into our own depth in all moments. We dive into our own depth in all moments. We dive into our own depth in all moments. We dive into our own depth in all moments. We dive into our own depth in all moments.
By the way, if you want to help yourself with visualizations, think of the things you're afraid of or anything that comes through as a nightmare. And you can invite Marvin and I in there in energy. Like if you're trapped anywhere, use a visual of me and Marvin coming in and helping you out. Not as a savior, but just as a buddy who has the truck to come and back up and get your stuff out of that store. We unbury our dreams in all moments.
We unbury our dreams in all moments. We unbury our dreams in all moments. We unbury our dreams in all moments. We unbury our dreams in all moments. We unbury our dreams in all moments.
We build an inner garden in all moments.
We build an inner garden in all moments. We build an inner garden in all moments. We build an inner garden in all moments. We build an inner garden in all moments. We build an inner garden in all moments.
We renovate and modernize our inner fortress in all moments.
We renovate and modernize our inner fortress in all moments. We renovate and modernize our inner fortress in all moments. We renovate and modernize our inner fortress in all moments. We renovate and modernize our inner fortress in all moments. We renovate and modernize our inner fortress in all moments.
We open the floodgates in all moments.
We open the floodgates in all moments. We open the floodgates in all moments. We open the floodgates in all moments. We open the floodgates in all moments. We open the floodgates in all moments.
We welcome new adventure in all moments.
We welcome new adventure in all moments. We welcome new adventure in all moments. We welcome new adventure in all moments. We welcome new adventure in all moments. We welcome new adventure in all moments.
We revitalize our purpose in all moments.
We revitalize our purpose in all moments. We revitalize our purpose in all moments. We revitalize our purpose in all moments. We revitalize our purpose in all moments. We revitalize our purpose in all moments.
We reinvent ourselves in all moments.
We reinvent ourselves in all moments. We reinvent ourselves in all moments. We reinvent ourselves in all moments. We reinvent ourselves in all moments. We reinvent ourselves in all moments.
We restock our shelves in all moments.
We restock our shelves in all moments. We restock our shelves in all moments. We restock our shelves in all moments. We restock our shelves in all moments. We restock our shelves in all moments.
We restore all hope in all moments.
We restore all hope in all moments. We restore all hope in all moments. We restore all hope in all moments. We restore all hope in all moments. We restore all hope in all moments.
We are centered and empowered in enriching humanity with our purpose in all moments.
We are centered and empowered in enriching humanity with our purpose in all moments. We are centered and empowered in enriching humanity with our purpose in all moments. We are centered and empowered in enriching humanity with our purpose in all moments. We are centered and empowered in enriching humanity with our purpose in all moments. We are centered and empowered in enriching humanity with our purpose in all moments.
I just want to say we end our sessions with these last two taps all the time. And I don't know if people realize what we're actually doing is actually realigning them in the universe where they're supposed to be instead of scattered energy, in different whatever. So being centered and empowered is very important. And then outflowing by resonating, emanating, and interconnecting with all life. It's very empowering. We resonate, emanate, and are interconnected with all life and enriching humanity with our purpose in all moments.
We resonate, emanate, and are interconnected with all life in enriching humanity with our purpose in all moments. We resonate, emanate, and are interconnected with all life in enriching humanity with our purpose in all moments. We resonate, emanate, and are interconnected with all life in enriching humanity with our purpose in all moments. We resonate, emanate, and are interconnected with all life in enriching humanity with our purpose in all moments. We resonate, emanate, and are interconnected with all life in enriching humanity with our purpose in all moments.
Excellent. Take a deep breath. How'd that feel?
Pretty profound. I want to say that those last two taps about enriching humanity with our purpose is pretty profound. So lots of people have a purpose, and for a lot of people, that purpose is quite selfish, self-enrichment, self-entitlement, self this, self that. But the thing is that that purpose won't necessarily be supported in the universe unless it enriches humanity or enriches others in some way. And so if you want to be truly aligned with universal purpose or divine purpose, then the way that you do that is to make sure that whatever purpose you are passionately pursuing, did you see that alliteration? Purpose passionately
Hmm.
pursuing. Whatever purpose you're passionately pursuing, make sure that it enriches humanity or enriches some part of a broader collective outside of yourself. When you do that,
Right.
you know you're on the right track, and the universe will support you.
Right. But here's the trick. Here's what the ego tries to pull on you. And I see it all the time in people who are connecting with us say, I want to help people, I want to help humanity, and their life is a mess. So instead of using their empowerment, instead of being centered and empowered in their purpose, they're using the excuse of helping others to distract from actually dealing with all the things that got them imbalanced in the first place. So they're trying to help humanity and they're sincere, but they're totally imbalanced and you can tell. You right? Like you wouldn't want that person to help you because you want to help them. They need the help and you can see that. So these people need to like the illusion of helping others without helping yourself at the same time or before is a lie of the ego.
Good reminder. Thanks everyone for joining us on the Zoom call. We do this every Tuesday, 5 p.m. New York time, for the most part. Work out what time that is for you, wherever you are in the world. I know we've got an audience all over the world, so just work out what time that is for you. And catch you next time. Bye for now.
Bye for now, everybody. We love you.